right. This is okay. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you guys something. I've never told you guys this before. So, in between not working at Target and waiting for Valio to accept my resume and, you know, get applied and stuff, a friend of mine came over. And you guys know, and I'm not like a big like weed smoker. Like I'm not a sticky icky guy. I'm not a pothead. That's just not. It's just not into me. I'd rather have a drink. But my friend came over and I told him the good news about, hey, I'm getting this new job, and he goes, bro, we gotta smoke a joint to celebrate. And I looked at him and I'm like, I don't know, man. I was like, let's just have a drink. Let's just have a beer. Let's split a 12-pack. And he's like, no, bro. Let's smoke a joint to celebrate. And I was just like, he goes, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And I was like, okay. Okay. So I split a joint with him. I didn't even really get, because that was like maybe the second time I had tried it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a weed guy. And I got like a little bit of a buzz, whatever. The next day, Valio calls me and goes, hey. Oh.
If Walgreens is on this tier list, for the love of God give it F tier. As a former employee, let me tell you everything: expensive pharmaceuticals and merch, terrible co-workers and corporate, and you have to work on all holidays including Christmas.
Bro, if Walgreens tried to get me to work on Christmas, I would laugh at their face. I'd be like, what are you, stupid? What are you, stupid? Yeah, Rock Anonymous. F that. Anytime these like dumb little jobs try to make you work on Christmas, it's just laughable. It's laughable. But anyway, they called me and they said, yeah, hey, we read your resume. We would like you to come in. Alls we want is an in-person interview and a drug test. They go, we're going to send you to a facility. It was like literally like a little med check place, and we're going to give you a drug test, and then you're in. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? The second time in my life I had ever smoked sticky icky, and the next day I got a drug test. I guess you failed the drug test. I wish that was how the story ended. So if this story just ended with me failing a drug test, I wouldn't be ashamed. Wait for it. Wait for it. So, oh my God. Should I tell this? Breeze P. He borrowed P. He did a detox. So, hold on. I'm gonna go ask somebody something. Before I say this. I'm gonna be right back. You know what? F it. I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you. So, what happened was, they sent me getting to find out if it's legal. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I'm not confessing to a crime, so I already confessed to the crime. But, so I told my dad, and I was just like, bro, I need your pee. Dad, have I been a good son? Yes, son. I need your pee. So I got him to pee in a jar. I put the jar in a balloon thing, and I strapped the balloon to a leg, to the inside of my thigh, next to like a little heating pad thing to keep it at a certain temperature. Everyone has done that, so no biggie. Oh, hold on. That's not the shameful part. So the first place I go to, I misunderstood I thought I was going to go to an in-person interview. And it turned out that it was just like this little building with these two, so I go to this building, the pee is strapped to my leg, because I'm super paranoid that it's going to get cool, that's going to cool off. So I'm sitting here with my dad's urine just strapped to my leg, it's warm, I feel like a disgusting degenerate, just his pee is just, the only thing separating his pee to my leg is just thin little latex material, and I'm totally grossed out. I'm totally effing grossed out, my guy. So I go to this building, and these two nice ladies who are sitting at the front desk, they're sitting at this little, it's this tiny little building, and they go, okay, well, they go, it's an in-person interview, but really, all we need you to do is fill out these papers and then swab your mouth with this Q-tip. And I go, swab my mouth? And they're like, yeah, just swab the inside of your mouth with this Q-tip. They go, then put it in the solution, close it, give it to us, and give us the paper. Swab my mouth? I have pee attached to my leg, lady. That's what I wanted to yell. And one of the ladies, so it was a white lady and a black lady. So clearly it was the black lady's son. Was, you know, she like clearly like brought her kid to work. He was probably 3 years old. And he's sitting at this desk. And she goes, just sit next to my son at the desk. She goes, sit where my son is sitting. And I go, okay, and fill out the papers, swab your mouth. And I sit next to this kid. Like I said, he's like 3 years old. He's eating those little orange cheese crackers and coloring. And I did not swab it in his mouth. I pulled it out, and I just handed it to him. I pulled out the swab, and I just kind of, you know, just kind of handed it over to him, looked back. He took it, and I just kind of like shook my head yes. He put it in his mouth. I grabbed it from him and stuck it in the tube. Guys, I swear to God on my life, this happened. I filled out the paperwork. I am like dripping sweat. I feel like I just did something so terrible, which if looking back, it's really not that terrible, but I just used this 3-year-old. The way I used the like, I felt so creepy and I felt so weird, and I thought, if they caught me doing this, like, would I go to jail for this? Like, is this like illegal, what I just did? Looking back, it's not that creepy, but it's not good. It's not good what I did. Enver said that is creepy. Okay, maybe it's a little creepy. So I hand the kid the little swab. He's looking at it. He looks over at me. Like, he gave me like Rogi's look. And I'm just like, I didn't say put it in your mouth. I just kind of like shook my head. I'm like, and he goes, I snatch it out of his hand, put it in the tube. Don't make eye contact for anybody else for the rest of the day. Fill it out, give it to him. So then I have to go to the med facility. So when I walk out of there, I'm like, thank God it's effing over. Now I just have to get this pee that's strapped to my leg and, you know, trick him with it. So I go to the med check place. I'm sitting there for 2 hours, what it felt like, because there was other people who were wanting to work at the factory waiting there. We were all clearly there for the same thing. And that's all they were doing was drug test. And I go to the bathroom. I pour the pee in the thing. I give it to him. And I am like so nervous. I am so effing nervous, my guy. I'm like, oh my God, what if they come to me and they're like, yeah, this pee is not the proper temperature. Clearly this is fake. Like, just the thought, I didn't think I was going to like go to jail, but the thought of being called out for that would just be so embarrassing to me. Like, I was just like, I do not want to be confronted about this right now. Like, I am so nervous. I still felt a little buzz from the joint the day before, so I'm like paranoid. And my heart is racing. And she's like, all right, now we're just going to give you a simple checkup to make sure, you don't have like a hernia, because you have to lift like weight at the factory. So it's like, we're just going to check your blood pressure, we're going to check your heart rate, and we're going to make sure you don't have like a hernia or anything. Okay, the bad part is done. It
is done. Hurry.
Thank you, baby.
The mashed potatoes will get cold.
I am coming. Thank you. So, she checks my blood pressure and checks my heart rate, and she's like, oh my God. She goes, your heart rate is 120 beats per minute right now. Because I was nervous, because I was cheating on a drug test. And I was just like, oh, that's weird. And she goes, yeah. She goes, that's really weird. And in my paranoid pothead brain, I'm like, she knows. She's like testing me right now. She knows I'm nervous that I cheated on a drug test. When in reality, I don't think that that's true at all. So she goes, well, here, we're going to let you relax for a minute, and then we're going to come back and test your heart rate again. I'm like, ugh. Now I'm even more nervous. Now I'm like, they're talking. They know, they know. And I'm like, oh no. So now they test my heart rate again. Now it's like 125 beats per minute. It's faster now. And she's like, how old are you? And I'm like, 25. And she goes, you have a rapid heart rate. She goes, your resting heart rate is 125 beats per minute. And I go, well, and I made up a lie. I go, it's because I had a monster before I came in here. I had a couple energy drinks, and it does that to me. And she goes, an energy drink should not raise your heart rate by 40 beats. She goes, this is not good. They bring me in another room. She's like, come with me. Now I'm in a completely different room. They have I'm a weird specimen that doctors are coming in and examining. And then they send in the doctor, and he comes in and he goes, so I hear you have a rapid heart rate. Is this is that normal? And I'm like, well, it's because I had a couple energy drinks. Okay, well, here, we're going to let you calm down for a couple minutes, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to test it again. He leaves me in there. He comes back. Oh, it's still 118 beats a minute, Steven. What's up? And I go, you know what? It's the energy drink. That's what it is. He goes, okay, well, I wouldn't be drinking energy drinks anymore, and, come back to me if you... I get out of there. I leave. Bro, that was rough, man. By the time I got out of that facility, I was drenched with sweat. You know what I mean? I wasn't a seasoned pothead, man. That was the second time in my life I have ever smoked. I got a 3-year-old involved with my crimes. I'm lying to all these people. I'm getting my heart examined, and they're watching me lie and watching my heart go faster as I lie. I have pee strapped to my leg. Bro, that was a weird-ass day, man. That was a weird-ass day. And then I came home. It was probably like 3 or 4 o'clock, and Bree was like, so how was it? And I go, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Then I just went in the back room, completely crashed, took a stress nap, and then the next day I told her everything. I was just like, okay, guys. I gathered my family around, and I was like, listen to this. Listen to what happened to me yesterday, my guys. So that is the story. Oh. And the best part of the story, it all worked. It all worked. I got hired at the factory, my guy.